Now let's talk about whether we actually need these synthetic dyes at all, because there are natural alternatives, and the technology has come a long way. Plant-based colorants derived from sources like beets, turmeric, spirulina, and purple carrots can produce a pretty impressive range of colors, and many food manufacturers have successfully made the switch. But I want to be straight with you about the challenges here, because it's not quite as simple as swapping one ingredient for another. Natural colors behave differently than synthetic dyes in food formulations. They're more sensitive to pH changes, meaning the same colorant might look vibrant pink in one product and dull brown in another, depending on acidity levels. They're more vulnerable to heat degradation, which creates problems for products that require high-temperature processing. Light exposure can fade natural colors over time, potentially affecting shelf life and consumer acceptance. Food scientists I've talked with explain that reformulating with natural colors often requires rethinking the entire product formula, not just the color component. You might need to adjust preservatives, pH buffers, processing temperatures, even the base ingredients. This takes time and money. Shelf stability case studies show that natural colors can perform well when formulated correctly, but there's definitely a learning curve. Some companies have released products with natural colors that ended up looking pale or muddy compared to their artificially colored predecessors, and consumers rejected them. That's real market feedback that makes manufacturers nervous. Then there's the cost factor. Natural colorants are significantly more expensive than synthetic dyes, sometimes 10 times more expensive per unit of coloring power. For a large food manufacturer operating on thin profit margins, that cost difference adds up quickly across millions of units. They're weighing that against consumer demand and potential regulatory pressure. Sensory panels reveal that trained taste testers often can't distinguish between products colored naturally versus synthetically when formulations are done well, but consumers have expectations based on decades of seeing artificially colored products. A naturally colored orange cheese might look less intensely orange, and consumers might perceive it as lower quality even though it's actually cleaner. The technical feasibility is definitely there for many applications. Companies that have committed to natural colors have proven it can be done. But it requires investment, expertise, and willingness to accept that some products might look slightly different. The good news is that as demand increases and more companies make the switch, economies of scale are driving down the cost of natural colorants and improving their performance characteristics. What was technically challenging 5 years ago is becoming routine now.